What the hell is this?
Good morning, afternoon, or night to any and everyone watching me today. I am Glenbot, your one-stop shop for all anime things lore-related. I've decided to make this here video in regards to Malleus Draconia and his drum vignette. It has issues. Quite a few that I intend to talk about. Okay, I admit that making this wasn't all that fun. For one thing, I'm making what might as well be a hate video on one of the most beloved characters in the fandom. Myself being a part of that. As a George, I'd love to get Little Dragon Man. When he's written well, of course. And how many problems I ran into involving the making of the video. That sucked. But I won't say much until after this breakdown is over, so stay tuned if you want to know about it. As for the topic at hand, I'll be talking about Malleus Draconia's drum vignette. A quick introduction first. Twisted Wonderland is a gacha/visual novel game that revolves around a bunch of yassified versions of Disney villains who are all made to go to a Hogwarts-like academy to train them on magic. You have the main story, and then you have the vignettes, which come with every card you earn through the mirror gacha. But in order to read them, you have to gather these items called secret snacks from the flight lessons, and then fill the vignette gauge to a certain point to unlock all of that story. Our cards only have one story, while SR cards have 2 parts, and SSR cards have 3. They focus more on that particular character and give you a chance to learn more about and see other facets of their personalities through interactions with other characters. They're usually less tense than the main story, reminiscent of the Telegram posts off of Obey Me, though they serve a slightly different purpose as opposed to romance. It's mostly just to give fun little tidbits of a character's life within the walls of Night River College, something that, again, won't be something we get to see in the main story. As for Malleus's dorm vignette, I unlocked it with ease since I almost never spend any secret snacks unless I absolutely have to glorify the card. Either to gain rewards or if I'm just interested in that topic at hand. As for the content of the vignette, the actual vignette that you came for, I found it rather odd. For context, I found them doing some research for other dorm vignettes and noticed a pattern. Each house warden would be presented a problem, and then there would be ways they'd handle it. What I found cool about most of them was that some of the vignettes were tie-ins to the vignettes of other characters in their respective dorms, like Azul, Jade, and Floyd, as well as Colleen and Jamil. It really shows, in my opinion, just how intertwined each other's lives are. It could hint at their codependent relationships, whether they're even fully aware of it or want to acknowledge it. Another thing that I noticed was their main traits would be recontextualized as the plot played out, and they would constantly be interacting with other characters, mainly from their dorm. Not a moment wasted, not a character underutilized. Even if the introduced character was from another dorm, they'd be nothing but a cameo, and add an extra tidbit of what we need to know about that character. Too bad that didn't happen in this vignette. I'm not gonna showcase the whole thing on here. I'm just gonna show little tidbits, little pieces here and there, so you can get the gist of what I have a problem with. For anyone interested in gaining some context for the vignette themselves, or if they don't happen to have Twisted Wonderland in their phones, I have provided a link in the description below, so go to that if you wish to know more.
Oh, God.
And there it is. That's it. We're already off to a bad start. Why the hell is he in his own vignette? He isn't even in the start of his own story. Wait, maybe I should let it play out. Maybe somewhere down the line, something will come from this.
You what?
By now,
And there you have it. Despite this only being the first part, there's already cracks showing in the foundation here. For clarification, I don't think it was a good idea for them to start the vignette by not having Malleus present. Him being absent in the main story was acceptable since it could be used to establish a sense of mystery and build up to him. However, in the vignette he's supposed to be featured in, it reads like a badly written gag. As for the reason why I'm so adamant about Malleus' absence, remember what I spoke of earlier about the characters being recontextualized and interacting with other characters. In this case, Malleus' character is getting kneecapped, and instead of us getting to see his reaction about the housewardens getting angry at him directly, Lilia is here to act like some big dumb shield. Almost like the writers wanted to protect his fifis instead of Malleus causing the problems on his own and it going from there. Not to mention that the foundation of the vignette, beginning with the students forgetting him in the first place, is confusing on so many levels. For one thing, you're expecting me to believe that not only would a group of students who are sons of the most prominent and powerful members of society wouldn't immediately clock in that a member of theirs is missing, the headmaid, who had to at least be aware of Malleus' becoming of a housewarden, didn't clock in that a member of housewardens was missing, and that they forgot a whole prince. Royals are shown to be quite prominent in the world of Twist. There's been no real reason established in the story for Malleus to have been forgotten about, other than the fact that he doesn't show up. Also, let it be known that he's one of the 5 most powerful mages in history. Magic is everything, especially to the students at Night Raven. You don't just ignore someone who has been scaled as the strongest just because he missed a bunch of functions. And lastly, the fact that it completely misses an opportunity to fit Malleus' theme of discrimination and loneliness. If you aren't aware, Book 7 follows the theme of discrimination in how ill perceptions can cause people to judge others, and how it causes the judged person to be ostracized. Vignette could have done something interesting with this by showing that the housewardens were afraid or uncomfortable about having Malleus at the meetings due to his family history, among other things, to set up some sort of hashing of misunderstandings. But they just don't. Another thing that bothered me was how both the head mage and Lilia were acting the whole way. But the head needs to be completely unbothered by Malleus's actions is really odd to me, since Malleus not being at the meetings is causing the others to question why they can't shirk them off as well. In fact, he should have been the main one to put his foot down on this problem from the moment Malleus set his pale rump on the housewarden's chair. As for Lilia, why is Lilia not reacting from utter shock at the mention of one of his students attacking/kicking out a housewarden on account of looking for Malleus? Not to mention that Lilia showed no remorse of losing the letters to let Malleus know of his meetings. His sprite just has this dumb grin, like he's not even phased, like he's proud of it or something. Next, the head mage and Lilia try to reach Malleus, but his phone goes to voicemail. Then Carly calls for group search, but it's immediately shut down by Yana and the other housewardens, which causes Lilia to break down in tears, to which all but Elaine call out. And then, what Lilia does next honestly made me livid. He blatantly admits that he's acting, trying to do a manipulative ploy to get them to help him search. And naturally, it irritates them too, again, save for Elaine, and they start insulting Malleus and questioning if he's even fit to rule a kingdom, let alone a dormitory. That's not exactly what they say word for word, but you hopefully get what I'm putting down here. Speaking of Kaleem, why didn't Lilia try to ask him for help after the meeting was over? Kaleem is probably the only person in the story who has been in the Diasomnia dorm and knows Silver, not to mention that he and Lilia are part of the pop music club. Instead, he pulls this up on others and expects people to be fine with it. Way to go, idiot. Your childishness exacerbated the situation and made not only you, but your housewarden and possibly your whole dorm look terrible. I also noticed that Zool is also acting out of character too. Why is he stopping Kaleem from intervening? He should have used the opportunity to assist Kaleem and Lilia in getting Malleus to attend his meetings. We know that Malleus is very generous even for the smallest acts of kindness towards him. Why wouldn't Azul catch wind of it? Also, Azul would most likely never have to worry about enemies ever again on top of being stinking rich. Not to mention having new clientele. But he tells Kaleem not to intervene because of what? Was he honestly so offended by Lilia that he ignored this? Oh, and if you're worried about what happens next in this disaster piece, don't worry.
It never gets better. It gets worse.
Now that I remember, why didn't the head mage just summon the ghosts? He literally did that at the beginning of book 2. What was stopping him? This was a long time coming. It took me way longer than intended to finally get this whole thing out. Let me tell you. Between life troubles and my computer being silly decided that it wanted to crash out and forget to save, I'm just glad that this little piece was preserved. I started this out in May, could you believe it? Yeah. This was originally planned to be one big video, but like I said, my computer had other plans, so I had to release segments. I don't really know when I'll be able to have the next few uploads at the ready, but I certainly don't intend for it to take friggin' months. I'll definitely have everything done in a few weeks' time, so do look forward to that. I also have another video planned later as well, so look forward to it. Thanks to all the lovely people who watched this shitpost of mine, and to all the friends who supported me. Here's to hoping that I earned your subscription. If you have any complaints or suggestions, please feel free to tell me in the comments. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.